Hello, Christie Aphrodite of Soul Journeys Radio and MyTrueEssence.net, and I wanted to talk a little bit about depression. And I know most of society views it as a disease, but what I'm going to suggest here is what it really is. It's just dis-ease. So with depression, we have all these pills and everything being marketed, and, I've done videos and shows in the past giving you multiple alternative health options, essential oils, herbs, teas, and even things that you can do physically. Take a bath, a nice salt bath, flowers, go outside barefoot, play, jump, this and that. But, I was thinking about it. And all of those methods are still methods of avoidance. And yeah, think about that. Like even, I had an issue, I guess, recently you could call it. Some people might call it a dark night of the soul. Other people, get out of my face. Other people suggested it was due to this new piece of moldavite I have. And maybe, I don't know. Some people say it's a spiritual awakening. I just think it's a few days where I don't want to get out of bed and I hate life and feel, I feel my humanness, I guess. And maybe it was all of those things. Maybe it's all of the above. Maybe none of the above. But yeah, what I want to talk about is looking at it from a holistic point of view, and emotional and spiritual, because if you're trying to get rid of it, even if it is with essential oils or valerian or milk thistle or skullcap tea, or people self-medicate with alcohol or take prescription drugs or whatever it is, you're avoiding the point. You're totally avoiding the point through any of these means, popping pills or essential oils. So, some of my friends would be like, well, Christy, you have oils, you know what to do, just get over it, or whatever, things like that. And I didn't want to. I didn't have the desire to go fake it and go in the garden and get sunshine and, all of those things that'll just mask it for a moment, okay, or bring me out of it. But that's not the point. The point is depression, okay? Deep, it's pressed deep, whatever it is. So that's the time where you want to sit with it, surrender to it, the feeling, ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What do I need to let go of? What am I doing that's not serving me anymore? Where can I grow? What can I learn from this? Is it an ego confrontation? Is it, are you having issues accepting whatever it is, insert whatever is applicable to your life here. But, I really found that, like with my last, we'll call it episode, I'm not ashamed or embarrassed or whatever to admit. I mean, we're all human. If you're not feeling, there's something wrong. If you're like painting on the happy face and pretending everything's okay, well, you're pressed even more deep than the ones of us not afraid to feel are, right? Think about it. You can paint that fake stuff on, but it's not real. It's not real. You can tell yourself, oh, well, those emotions are beneath me, and, be the observer, and act like you don't feel anything. Hello. All of you people pretending that you're, like, spiritually evolved and never feel that way because it's dark and yucky and messy and ugly. You're in denial, dude. You are fake, and you're lying to yourself. You're lying to those around you, okay? Not one single human has walked the earth and never felt those feelings, okay? So, now that you're off your high horse and ready to receive, I've really found that, okay, so when I was resisting it, like, oh, I don't want to feel this way, I'm not supposed to feel this way, I have to get all this done, I'm supposed to see these people and, have a smile on my face, or I'm supposed to do all these things, I was just like, screw it. Screw all of it. I'm staying in bed. I want to feel ugly. I want to feel dark. I didn't want anyone to, like cheer me up or worry about me or anything. I wanted to really feel it because I came to the realization that other crises like that, I got out of it by forcing myself out of it, whether it was inhaling sandalwood and, frankincense and myrrh, pineal gland stimulators, by the way, or some of my favorite scents, which are automatically uplifting, to most people, rose, jasmine, ling-ling, lavender, geranium, bergamot, helichrysum, whatever it is, all of those things, but they're just patches. That's it. They're just Band-Aids. And obviously I've done shows about this as well, but, essential oils do affect your mood. They will lift you up, but that's not the point. If all you're looking for is to just be up here all the time, then you're missing everything else that we're supposed to be experiencing and learning and attempting to master as humans, which I don't know. Not sure if really anybody's ever mastered everything. I know there's lots of people that do, but, you're probably even further from it than those that are honest and not afraid. And, it sucks that this society just, you don't feel that way. And people who are even trying to help, don't feel like that. Turn that frown upside down. Oh, it'll get better. Or, whatever it is. They're really, kind of shaming you into feeling that these emotions are not acceptable. And you know what? Obviously, people deal with them differently. If you're going to go like on a mass murder spree or, go punch little old ladies and kick little kitties or something like that, you got a problem. You got to like control yourself. But, if you're hanging out in your own bed and just want to chill and feel that, the dark side, the yin yang, guess what? We are in a world of duality. We all have both those poles in us. If you try to just live one of them, you're going to be extremely unbalanced and probably not going to grow very much, right? Aren't we supposed to be learning to like bridge the two and, kind of come together and embrace all of it? Right? It's like with the chakras and the spiritual crowd or the self-proclaimed enlightened, whatever they call themselves is, oh, these chakras good, those are lower, those are beneath me, those are worse, those are just worldly and material. Well, we are of this material world at this time, or in it, I should say, right? Be in the world, not of it. Okay, that's where we are living right now, and all of it is necessary to become a complete human and heal, if that is your goal. Now, that's the thing. It isn't most people's goal. It's so funny. I have a friend. I love him to death. He's amazing, but really, really, really stuck in denial. And, he's so sweet. He'll want to help me if, I just want to cry or feel or whatever. He'll be there for me and for anyone, And he can recognize where everyone else or most everyone else is, stuck. But when it comes, oh, no, I'm perfect. No, I don't have any problems. What are you talking about? I'm not sexually repressed. I'm not stuck. I've never had any of those kinds of issues. And according to your habits, you're living it, okay? And yeah, so this society, people are scared by that. They run from you. They want to send you to a doctor. They want to send cops to your house. They want to hog-tie you and drug you up and, force you out of humanness, the entire experience. And how are you ever going to know how great things can be or how great you can be if you haven't understood how dark and low, just the measure of how low you can go is how high you can go, right? You can stay here, that's cool, totally, it's comfortable, it's warm, it's cozy, and even consciously knowing this, I still resist too. So, it's whatever. stand up and try it again, right? So anyways, so this last time I just remembered, Christie, you're just masking it all these times. You're taking your baths and you're going out in your garden and, doing your salt water and flowers and, teas and this and that. It's just, it was a mask. So I wanted to feel it, and it finally clicked that all those other times where I thought, well, I'm so cool. I'm using herbs, not drugs, right? Well, you can get addicted to herbs too. You can get addicted to anything. And if you're relying on an herb, a drug, an oil, a salt, whatever, alcohol, pills, your trampoline, your dog, whatever else it is to cheer you up, then you're not learning from the experience, because the point of the experience is for you to realize, recognize, discover your own power, and learn to lift yourself up, right? Yeah, and learn from that. So what is it? What is it? I consider each of these episodes a death. And I'll even say those words, God, do I even really want to be here? It'd be cool if I didn't have to wake up in the morning. And yeah, so feelings are just temporary anyways, okay? Everybody has felt that. And you know what? Some people, most people, are consciously, actively committing suicide every day of their life by the way they live their life. Whether it's through drugs, big pharma, alcohol, food, especially processed food, fast, crap like that. The list goes on and on, so think about it. And then there's like a few people that'll be like, ooh, something's gotta die, this sucks, it'd be cool to, just never wake up again, God get me off this planet, or, whoever you pray or talk to, or don't talk to, whatever, Bob. The people that say it, the people that are closer to them end up running. Well, why do they run? It's okay, I understand, but that's because they're not ready to feel it. They don't want to feel those aspects in themselves, so they carry on the pains of, daddy leaving them, and mommy abandoning them, and teachers picking on them, and I don't know, 50 car accidents, and miscarriages, and, a death of a family member or friend, or a breakup of a relationship, whatever it is, they hold on to that crap and then pile more toxins and shit in there, and, eventually your body's going to be like, I ain't having it. And, we've talked about the health issues before. Healthy mind, healthy body, period. You cannot have... If you're sick, you're not all healthy. You can eat all the right foods, depending on who you ask. You can take all the right herbs, depending on who you ask. You can take all the right drugs. You can do everything right. But if your thoughts aren't right, and if you aren't consciously working on things and really trying to assess and understand what's going on, what pieces of yourself need to die if you do want to be enlightened or understand this ridiculous game called life. Wow, what a wild ride. Oh man, it's crazy. But it's fun and it's exciting, but it's also, scary and sad sometimes, okay? So I guess my whole point is don't avoid it. Surrender to it. If something comes up, well, I feel nobody loves me. Okay, well that's a time to not act out on the people you think don't love you, but ask yourself, that's an interesting thought. Why do I feel that way? Am I not giving of myself enough? Or do I not love myself enough? Are there pieces of me that, there are pieces of guilt or shame or unworthiness or healing trauma or whatever it is, Ask yourself those questions, and whoever it is that you think is smarter than you, whether it's God or Bob or Buddha or Babaji or, whoever you talk to, your higher self, your goddess, whoever, president of blah, blah, just whatever. Whoever is smarter than you. Whoever created this shit that, keeps everything going on a perfect axis and makes the sun come up every day and all of that, okay? just what do I need to learn here? What do I need to let go? And it feels like a death. Oh yeah, it frickin' feels like a death. And sometimes you want to die. So I totally understand, people wanting to medicate. And sometimes I'm just saying, oh man, Christy, they've got it right. Maybe I should just go take drugs. This is too painful. But it's only painful when I'm resisting it or when I'm telling myself that I'm not supposed to feel that way. And then that really drags it out. But as soon as I give myself permission, oh, Christy, okay, just surrender it, surrender into it, feel it, get the rest you need, talk to yourself, your higher self, or all the other little elves in in your brain, whatever, all your other friends, or whatever, your dog, the tree, ask, what's up? What do I need to learn from this? Write down your dreams, too. Yeah. And if you have the luxury of staying in bed for a few days, which you should, because it's either like do it now or do it for, 5 years later, whether it's in a home or a hospital or, you're stricken with some so-called incurable disease, which, by the way, every single thing is curable. But anyways, those are in other videos and shows. But yeah, the depression thing, if you're looking for herbs and things like that, go to my other videos or go to my shows. And, I did obviously mention a few here. But, I'm talking about getting real. Like, get real. Like, look in the mirror. I mean, if you are ready, if that's really what you want is a spiritual path and you really want to heal all aspects of yourself and become whole, just sit with it, feel it. And you know what? Then it's over. It's like, wow. And it's always these deeply transformative periods, okay? It is for me and everyone else I know that has the courage to actually say, I feel like frickin' shit. I can't do this anymore, whatever. And feel with that dark, shadow self or whatever you want to call it. Okay, but it's in you. It's in all of us, okay? Nobody here is perfect. Nobody here is healed and thanks to society telling us all these things about human emotions are like illegal. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, and we're scared by that. I understand that. But you know what? There is a way out, and the way out is going through it. All the way. Not part of the way and saying uncle and then taking herbs or pills or alcohol or whatever. Okay? It's by going through it all the way. And I'm so grateful for my experiences, and I'm so grateful for all of you. Man, it was my birthday, and I was just such a whiny, depressed, lonely mess. Just, it wasn't like I wanted to kill myself, like actively or anything like that, but I really didn't want to wake up. I really felt like everyone hates me. And yeah, there were a couple experiences that, if I would have believed what others said, which I did, then I would have taken them on myself and believed, which I did. Okay, so there were a couple exogenous outside influences that did contribute to that, but ultimately it's me. I had to choose to take that on. And you know why I did? Because there was some part in me that maybe didn't necessarily believe that it was true, but it was, there had to be for it to hurt me, right? There had to be. So, anyways, I got that part healed. Next. Just kidding. I'm totally not egging on the universe. Don't do that, okay? But it was deeply transformative, and I know myself even more than ever. I feel better about myself than ever, and I would just encourage you to also enjoy your depression. View it as a vacation, and I promise it's not a chemical imbalance like they say, okay? And I'm just going to tell you, this video is getting too long. Look up Dr. Peter Breggin, and if you don't have the money to buy his books right now, I've done like 5 shows with him, so go to the archives at Soul Journeys Radio. Dr. Peter Breggin, he's been in the psychiatry industry for over half a century, like 55 or something years, and written a bunch of books on it, but And, you know, oh, what was the name of that movie? The documentary. Anyways, I'm just going to say this. You do your research on that. But the only chemical imbalance that has ever been proven, because they want you to believe, you know, depression, anxiety, bipolar, you know, all this stuff is a chemical imbalance. Okay, ask for the evidence. It's so funny when people say, oh, we'll try this, this works. They're like, well, show me the evidence. There's no evidence of that, but we have all these scientific journals that have been fudged and paid for, and, you know, and that you've never actually even read. You just took some dude's advice because he's wearing a white coat. All right? Think about that. So, anyways, the only chemical imbalances that have ever been proven are chemical imbalances that are caused after they give you those drugs, okay? And they are brain disabling. Look at the ingredients, look at the side effects, and, you know, pay attention to yourself, okay? I mean, if you want to be impotent and you want to, you know, or gain weight or be suicidal, I mean, I don't know if you, well, probably, I'm sure many of you know this, but, you know, depression and bipolar and things like that, no violence was ever associated with that until the drugs were introduced, okay? No, there was no violence, you know, and now all these people are taking drugs and there's all these crazy shootings and, you know, maybe there's more to it and, you know, some military programming, whatever. That's a different story. I'm just saying the one thing in common is that they're all on these drugs. And before this, before all these drugs were introduced, this wasn't happening. So if you want to take your drug and believe you have this incurable disease, go for it, because it's your beliefs that shape everything anyways. So you want to stay stuck in that box? Fine. And again, I understand it. I want to jump in there with you sometimes, so, you know, but I'm just saying there is a better way. There really is. There is a healthier, freer way, liberating way. There really is. And anyways, I just want to thank you all. Especially like my Facebook friends and even like longtime friends and listeners of the show and the beautiful chat over at Soul Journeys Radio. I just love you guys. I was so blown away by the support. You know, I went on a couple rants on Facebook, okay, maybe 4 or 5 or something like that. And, you know, people were worried and, wow, did somebody hack your account? This doesn't sound like you. This isn't the smiley, cheery Christie I know. And it's like, yeah, okay, well, you know, I'm smiley, happy, whatever, 80% of the time. But, you know, okay, let's say 70. Then there's like 25 where I'm just blah, who cares, you know, not happy, not sad. And then there's that 5% where I'm like hardcore, you know. Somebody shoot me now, okay? It'd be easier. But again, that was only because I was resisting my lessons. So I would like to encourage you, maybe next time you feel down, rather than trying to suppress it, whether it's through drugs, alcohol, herbs, you know, even natural health or whatever, just go with it, feel it, and see. You might be the phoenix rising from the ashes. It's just, every time for me, it's like it is a death. It's definitely a death. Different parts of my ego and myself that just aren't serving anyone in relation to my particular path, my goals here. So anyways, if you share the same, then just check it out and let me know. And thanks so much for listening, and woohoo! See you next time. Bye.